Robots and watching them fight each other has been a fun science fiction story as far back as the 1920s. Over the many years it has been portrayed in toys, video games, and movies. But it wasn't until the 90s when we would truly get real robots fighting each other. Hello, this is Stitch 1993, and today I'm here to try to answer the question, what was Robot Wars? The main concept for the show began in 1992 when Mark Thorpe, a special effects artist at Industrial Light and Magic, attempted to create a radio-controlled vacuum cleaner. While it didn't clean his rugs, the violent movement of the bot enticed him to put in motion the idea of a combat event utilizing remote-controlled robots. The first ever Robot Wars competition was held just 2 years later at the Fort Mason Center in San Francisco, California, and it gained popularity fast with over 1,000 in attendance and more attending each subsequent year. In 1997, Tom Gooderidge, a producer at BBC, put into production the first season of Robot Wars, a televised creation of the aforementioned live event, but now with some flair.
Battlebots from Show 2. Robot the Bruce from Show 3.
There was, of course, the host. The first season in 1998 would see Jeremy Clarkson.
But tonight I have the unenviable task of reporting that warfare has been taken out of man's hands.
With the rest of the original series, which ran from 1999 to 2004, had Craig Charles.
If you've ever wondered whether machines are taking over the world, then wonder no more, because
The show would be narrated by Jonathan Pierce. Now, there definitely is a difference, in my opinion, between the two hosts. Jeremy does not appear that he wants to be there at all, motioning and yawning, and really almost talking down to the teams.
Robot sumo is different because, of course, robots don't wear pants.
Which is why he probably was only there for one season. Craig, on the other hand, looks like he's having a blast and always appears just as excited and enthusiastic as the competitors, which is probably why he was the host for the rest of the original run.
Yeah, we'll go and pick all the bits up and stick them back on again.
it did really well. Congratulations, give them a round of applause.
Now, there were also another host that was down backstage with the competitors. The female correspondent, played usually by Philippa Forrester, but for a few seasons was replaced by either Julia Reed or Jane Middlemiss.
The extra on the end of this.
What?
Those spikes weren't on there before.
Well, it's one of my options.
Would be the one to show the audience at home each robot prior to them heading to the arena, and would interview the roboticists as they were performing last-minute repairs, going over what special weapons each robot had, or explaining how the robots were built. Finally, there were the judges, which would include over the years Noel Sharkey, Eric Dickinson, Adam Harper, Martin Smith, Myra Wilson, and Matt Irvin. They would be there for the final round, which we'll get to a bit later. But first, let's talk about the format. Each episode was usually split into 3 events, the first usually being an obstacle course. Simply, the robots would have to make it from one side to the other while avoiding their robots getting stuck, hazards such as pits and flames, and the housebots. Ah, yes, the housebots. Robots made and controlled by people on the show to get in the way of the competitors.
Metal who can clamp hold of you. And the might of Matilda waiting. Well, there's one.
Over the course of the series, there were 9 different housebots. Dead Metal, Matilda, Sergeant Bash, Shunt, Refbot, Mr. Psycho, Growler, Cassius Chrome, and the coolest one of all, Sir Killalot.
Awesome, majestic, with a deadly claw capable of...
That was an astounding 4'4" tall and had a working Jaws of Life pincer as one of its main weapons. You did not want the robot you were rooting for to get hit by Sir Killalot, as it could do some massive damage.
And the chainsaws, come on! That's the weaponry gone!
At the end of round 1, whoever was the slowest or made it the furthest from the finish line was eliminated. The second event usually was a multiplayer trial with all the robots going head-to-head in a full group or 1 versus 1 with games such as snooker, sumo, football, and joust, just to name a few.
Again, surely! We thought Shunt was unbeatable and fearless! Go on, Shunt, get out! Talk about living... Well, the blob is very quickly out and breaks and is aggressive. And let me point out...
Depending on the game, the robot that was unable to compete the challenge or was knocked out the quickest was eliminated. The final event was the melee battle, the part everyone remembers and the reason the robots all had weapons on them. By now it was down to the final 4 or 6 battling it out 1 versus 1 style with a 3-minute time limit. Each season the battle pit was different, whether it was the hazards such as buzzsaws and flamethrowers in the walls and floor, or certain areas occupied by a housebot. At the end of the 3 minutes, if both robots were still kicking, it was down to the judges to decide the winner. The decision would be based on 4 categories: the amount of damage one bot had over the other, how well one robot was controlled over the other, the style the robot fought in, and how aggressive each robot was. At the end of each episode, only one robot would be the winner and would be a contender for the finale, with the final episode seeing the winning robots of each previous episode go head-to-head with each other until one was the winner. The show was pure robotic chaos and tons of fun. The original series lasted from February of 1998 to March of 2004, with a revival in 2016 until 2018. Now, I know what some of y'all may be wondering. Wasn't the show called Battlebots? Well, that's where things get pretty interesting. So the actual Robot Wars competition actually spawned numerous similar shows of robots fighting each other, one of them being Battlebots, which was founded by 2 Robot Wars competitors, Trey Roski and Greg Munson, in 1999. Comedy Central began airing the Battlebots, which took place in Long Beach, California, that very next year in 2000. Now the format was much different. Gone were the trials, the minigames. Nope, for 30 to 60 minutes, depending on the season, it was just robot versus robot carnage.
You know what Team Mower actually claims that the spiral design on the top of their robot?
Now, the robots would be placed in different weight classes like a normal fighting match. You had lightweights, which were up to 60 pounds, middleweights, which were 120 pounds, heavyweights at 220, and super heavyweights as heavy as 340 pounds. Unlike Robot Wars, there was not really a correspondent to show the behind the scenes. Usually it was just a clip of the robotics team or individual making the robot at home, then usually a celebrity going over some of the unique weapons or abilities of said robot.
The most aggressive BattleBot in the competition, and it's rightly feared by all.
Apparently at times there was a co-host done by a female such as Carmen Electra, but it was really hard to find footage of them online, and unfortunately none of the original series of either Robot Wars or Battlebots was ever released on VHS or DVD, minus a documentary of Robot Wars Season 1. Battlebots would be rebooted twice, with the original show airing from 2000 to 2002 on Comedy Central, on ABC from 2015 to 2016, and apparently still going strong on the Discovery Channel starting in 2018 and continuing on through 2025. Robot Wars and Battlebots were both amazing shows, each with their pros and cons, and each can be appreciated just by the robot designs themselves. Now I want to hear from you, which one did you grow up watching, or did you grow up with both? And more importantly, which robot was your favorite? If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out my other What Was episodes, and make sure to subscribe, as this month I'll be talking more about robots, both on the television screen as well as computer screen, to even some toys. Until next time, thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.
Do not construct or operate a robot or BattleBot without proper supervision.